Everything is, very little is clear what is happening in South Africa. And I am handicapped, so my options are probably limited. There's lots going on. The military's in South Africa. This is going to be once you start seeing the worldwide, I mean, just watch the comms, watch Trump. There will be an EBS. There will be rotating blackouts that are happening. Okay? And each blackout in every country's going to have their own timing on it. And they're going to have their militaries take action. They're capitulated or they have been taken to the YMCA and dealt with. And I'm talking every head of state on the planet, Putin included. Okay? They're all good guys now. They're all working for the Global Alliance. You're originally from Colombia, then is that your birth certificate? Then you'll have to go back to Colombia to collect your universal income. It doesn't mean you have to stay there. You just got to go back there to register and through the redemption center that's there. Okay? I know but that's just the way it's going to be, I guess. Unless you don't want your income, but see what that does is it gets everybody up off their ass and go back to their original, birth of origin or origin of birth to collect their money. And you will get a good sum of money when you get back there. So it might give you a second thought. You might want to go back there to your home country, such as me. I will buy land where I'm at right now and enjoy my fruits of my labor here. And, but I also have a house and family and everything in the Philippines. Okay. So, I will be able to travel, and speaking of travel, travel's not going to be what we think it is anymore. We're going to be doing, maglev trains, and the technology that's coming is going to be off the wall. Each sovereign citizen will receive everything will be off your birth certificate, and it'll be and money stolen, taxes, everything that was stolen from you is all going to be returned. Okay? And have to split that because everybody has their own identity. Okay? And you're going to receive money. So say if you were born in Canada and your wife was born in, Mexico. Okay? So she's going to have to go back to Mexico to collect her pay. You can escort her back, whatever, no problem. Once you finish, collecting your pay here, but that's how it's going to be done, right? That's what I understand. This is all from the military, and that's where this information is coming from. Okay. Now, when the EBS fires up, okay, it will change everything in your life, in your world. And that's why I'm saying right now, and I have been saying it for some years now, is that why are you paying taxes? Stop paying your taxes to the criminals and to the illegals. I mean, nobody's in power anymore. And the CRAs or the tax collectors out there, they're rogue. They're all rogue. Even if they are U.S. citizens, yes. If they're U.S. citizens, everything is hinging on your birth certificate, not if you're a U.S. citizen or Canadian or whatever you are. If I was in the Philippines and married to Filipino whatever there, I'd still have to come back to Canada. Everything's happening is good there too. Military's about to crank things up. Things are going to get very chaotic. Okay. It's going to be really chaotic, especially when the lights go up because they never woken up. Yeah. What about Canada? Canada's is the 51st state. End of story. And we will receive probably a U.S. Treasury note. Do you think our abundance will come the 4th of July? I think a lot of things will be revealed the 4th of July. We're going to see, once Trump goes to the Fort Knox and opens up those doors, apparently what's going to trigger everything. And at that point, that will At that very second, once the EBS comes, QFS will be activated. Once QFS is activated, you have no debt. Period. End of story. Stop paying your bills. Throw them in the garbage. If born in Germany to an army family, do you stay in the U.S. or go? You were born in Germany? Is that what your birth certificate says? Then you got to go back to Germany to collect. Apparently, that's what I'm hearing from the military. That's what I'm hearing. So, put it on the shelf, and we're going to soon find out, that we're going to find out what really is happening this year. Everybody's included around the world. Nobody's going to be left out. Yes. Well, we always were. It's just that we had incorporated, the British incorporation came in and manipulated and stuck incorporations inside Canada. That was the only thing that separated us. And then, of course, their control over the media and the television, right, was the one that brainwashed everybody thinking, oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. That was all, it's all poppycock bullshit. We have always been a state or part of, and each province should have been a state, but I guess I don't know how they're going to carve it up or whatever, because I believe that all these borders will come on and we'll end up having state lines. So you'll be able to just go through and maybe talk to somebody there, if you're from Canada or whatever, there's a lot of things going to, Canadians are going to benefit by being American. By being American, we always were American, okay? This is nothing new. This is everything was in there showing from maps from 1942. All the documents. I mean, everything is being done by the letter to the law. Ireland is basically, the Irish has had enough of the migrants, and they're voicing and they said enough is enough, and they're taking them to the streets. So I know when you start seeing stuff like that, we are extremely close to the end, because they don't not want to see a civil war. Like I said, the military is working with ICE right now to take down the bad guys worldwide. Yes, you know what? And the crazy lefties, the lunatic left, is absolutely coming unglued right now. And how they're, trying to demonize everything, and because they're losing their mind, they're losing their money. They are not going to be part of this. The ending's not going to be for everybody. All the lunatic left are going to. Nothing's going to change in their world. They're going to still be, effing up every day they wake up. They've been effing up every day since they were born. And they're continue to be effing up until they, until the end of their time. Nothing is going to be unless they, ask for forgiveness. Now, police and ICE have been saving thousands and thousands of children, like I said. And they're mostly in Democrat cities. As government-funded programs are, that's where they're taking them. They're just putting, a title on them just for appearance only, but they're doing very, very evil things behind closed doors. Yes, we're back to a republic. We have been since Trump announced it back in May 17th, I think it was. Yeah. All of North America is a republic. And it's just, we're going to be there. The military is going to be there to wake up all the judges and all the lawyers. As I've been saying for, some 7 years now, I knew this was going to come down. I first heard it 7 years ago about when all this is going to take place. This is, we are becoming a free, sovereign man or woman. Okay. And, they do not rule over us. In fact, they are committing criminal acts right now, along with the banks and the hospitals and everything. We're going to be going into, and I will be talking about Medbeds here shortly. EBS will fire up the quantum financial system. Okay, at that point, you have zero debt and you have a pile of money coming to you on several different wallets. Okay, and then at that point, what you do with that money, as it will be monitored, because all the money that's going to be, that's in your account or whatever, will be monitored on how it's being spent. Everything is being I guess all the currencies are being followed through algorithm. Okay. Are we having fun yet? All university students, college students, elementary, high school, it's all a fraud. Those are the ones that have had the worst brainwashing on the planet. They do not have any room left in their brain, in their mind, for common sense. And this is what the problem that we're going to have unless they get into, a healing chamber, which will, coordinate and, what they want to embrace on the other side as far as this technology goes, because there's a lot of innocent sleepers out there that, they don't mean no harm. They just have they brainwashed. So they're going to be going through, chambers and all kinds of regeneration pods. There will not be any hospitals, okay? There will not be any clinics. There will be healing centers that you will not need to make an application for or an appointment. You will be able to, these healing centers, there'll be however many different healing pods that there are. You'll be, and this is for the public, you'll be able to just go into one right away, and you stand in one spot there, and it'll analyze you, and then it'll tell you what chamber or to go into. Okay, very, very, and this has all been done, already set up. These things will analyze your body better than any doctor on the planet. And also, there will be no insurance cards. Everything, absolutely everything will be free. And you will receive everything back that has been stolen from you. I just want to make that very, very clear. There is a DNA scan that you'll be able to go in there. Lots of things that will be able to heal you back to health and, age regression. There's all kinds of things going on there. So you'll be in optimal health, between this year, the end of this year, and through the next year, okay? Everybody should have had their shot or their appointment through, in these healing chambers. My husband passed away. I'm sorry to hear that. Does that mean I will only get my taxes back? Yes. Yep. Even though we filed jointly. Well, I don't know how that's going to work. I'm sure they got that figured out, but they're going to be as fair as possible. What is the tier system? Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4. That's the, farmers are Tier 1. I think churches and whatever else, I think there was that once they got them a Tier 2 thing. And the bonds people, the whales, everybody goes in these different tiers. And, Tier 4B is the internet group that has been following this, following and then actively buying foreign currency from your bank or wherever you're buying it from. If you have documentation showing where you bought it from, then you'll be treated that way, because once you make the documentation by ordering it through your bank, this foreign currency, then the Space Force military will have got that and will be applying that over to the redemption center, and you'll be notified. Okay? And then, of course, you'll be able to trade your money in through a redemption center. Eventually, there'll be no more banks. Okay? We need some action now. I know what you're saying, Where. It's happening. It's going to be happening. Like I said, from July 4th on through, 2026 to July 4th, 2027, all this is going to be happening. So that's why I'm going to just hunker down. What do you do, or what do us do regular Joe get, or how do we get the QFS? You don't have to do nothing. It's activated. Your QFS, I just finished saying, once the EBS is fired up worldwide, that'll put us into QFS. We're there. Everything that if you got a bank account, it's already been mirrored over. Okay? Yes, it affects Canada. Everything, whatever's going on in the States is going to go on worldwide. And whatever's going on in the States is certainly going to include Canada. Carney is, stirring up chaos, and, there might be a World War III scare event based on the stupid things that they're doing, but he's being ordered by the military to try and wake up the Canadians because, we have room temperature IQ up here for some reason. Yeah. The less school that you had, the better off you are, because now you got lots of room for having an open mind and, plenty of room for common sense. All patients that are in hospitals, right now will be eventually led down to their, celestial chambers and healed up and released. Many are that's what's happening right now. But of course we have, there might be, they're still picking up cabal inside the hospitals. So I don't know exactly how that's being. I know the United States is being taken over, and the old Rockefeller, hospital system and all the pharmaceutical stuff is all being taken down. We're going into a whole epic new technology out there that is going to be nothing short of biblical. Okay? What if you bought currency in an exchange bureau? Did you get a receipt for it? If you never got a receipt for it, you're going to go into Tier 5 and you'll take it on the chin, I guess, a little bit, but you will get your investment will be taken care of. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. All the money on the planet is going to go back at minimum 1-to-1. I mean, there might be some percentage changes, here and there, but relatively it's going to be a very even playing field. All currencies are going to be that. So, and I'm not going to elaborate on it. It's just that's where it's going to go. What will happen if we have investments for our retirement? Like I said, I've been saying this for a long time. 401ks, IRAs, RRSPs, or whatever is going to be cooked because that's all cabal. But will it really matter? I've been telling everybody to take their money out of the banks. Take all your investment out. The banks do not work for you. They work for the cabal. Okay? They steal your money. That's just what it is. Put your money, take your investments out. Does it work in Africa? Absolutely. There's 50 countries there, and everybody's going to have maybe one common, treasury note of whatever's happening. You're going to see the treasury notes of the planet. Once all this gets brought in and everybody gets paid for it, it's going to go onto your QFS accounts. Okay. And eventually there will not be any more cash. Start expecting that. We're going to go to gold, silver, copper, nickel, palladium, platinum, tokens. Okay. And each token will have a different value to it. Okay. Yes. Well, nobody should have any panic attacks. We got this. The military's got this totally under control. The data centers, I believe, are going to be taking all the SATANICs. Let me just spell that. SATANIC. Okay? They're all going there. Yes, EBS will happen this year. The UK is awake, but on the brink of civil war. Well, that's where it's, yeah, I know what you're saying, but things are going to get really, really, I don't think they're going to push it that far, because if they do not want to go, if the military or the global alliance waits too long, the bad guys win. If they go too soon, bad guys win. They have to do it just at the right time. So there will be, it's going to heat up to such a point, then there will be a full blackout lockdown. And that's where the military will step in. Yeah, well, that's the problem. I mean, there's so many people out there that just are not awake, and they're going to need help, psychological help, because they will not know where to turn. They'll think that this is the end of the world. But, as what the military and, they have said, that they've had 10 years to get it figured out. Yes, I know things are tough right now for a lot of people. And help is on its way in the form of money. But first we got to get rid of, there's no sense having bad guys on the street with you having a load of money in your pocket, because it's just going to get ripped off. That's what they want to avoid. They do not want number one priority is not to, get anybody in any danger. Yes, the immigration problem, whatever country they've invaded, to go back home to collect their universal income. And that's going to be very, it's going to be all explained in 170 different languages. Okay? So you're going to see an exodus of many, many people. Many people don't want to be there. They're there for the free food and the free money. That's what they're there for. They want to be back home. If they had a choice to be rich back home where they've come from, of course they're going to go back there. But it doesn't mean that they, like myself, it doesn't mean that I won't be allowed to come back to my home country to visit and whatever. I mean, I live in two worlds. What I'm waiting for is of course the Medbeds, but I'm also waiting for the high speed transportation. That we can be on the other side of the planet inside of 2 hours. That's what I want. England match tonight. They are chanting. Stommer I know. Yeah. I know he is. Everybody knows he's a wanker. Yeah, I know. Does a certificate of authenticity, I can't even pronounce that. Zim bonds count? Yes, they do. But the Zim bonds are going to be they're a bond, right? And they might be, I think at the one point I heard bond is a bond, and it's going to be revalued accordingly. And you may be able to use it just like a currency once you put it on your on one of your wallets or on your dashboard or whatever they're doing it. That's what sorry I screwed that up.